If any current franchise out there rivals Mission Impossible and Fast and Furious for the sheer audacity of their action set pieces, it is John Wick. The series, centered on Keanu Reeves' unretirable hitman, is set to release its fourth chapter, and critics are saying it's the craziest, biggest, boldest installment yet. However, there are sure some guns we want to see in the movie. Here goes. Number 5. EDC Pistol Atlas Nemesis V2, $5,900. If you watch closely, you can discern a noticeable trend where John Wick gradually starts using better and better pistols. Initially, he was using striker-fired polymer guns from Glock and HK. In the last movie, he moved up to a semi-custom 2011 pistol. We say it's past time that John uses a fully custom-built 2011. If you aren't a competition shooting nerd, then you may not be familiar with Atlas Gunworks. They are a newish company that specializes in making custom 2011 pistols. These guns seriously rock, and have gained a lot of supporters in the competition shooting community. The Nemesis is a very cool pistol, with some bespoke features you aren't likely to find anywhere else. It's available in 9mm and 40 S&W, and its most interesting feature is its sight tracker. When you come face to face with it, you'll notice that the front sight is actually stationary. The slide cycles behind the block that the front sight sits on. This allows you to track the front sight much better, since it doesn't move. It also moves more weight further forward, where it can mitigate recoil. The only downside is that these 2011 pistols from Atlas Gunworks are very expensive. The basic Nemesis V2 starts at $5,900 and only goes up from there. That's going to require more than a few gold coins from JW. Next, let's see what carbine he should be carrying. Number 4. Combat Carbine Sig Sauer MCX Rattler, $2,500. It took us quite a while to figure out which carbine should be used in John Wick 4. Given the covert nature of many of the action scenes, we think the Sig Sauer Rattler in 300 Blackout would be a reasonable choice. It's a great caliber and it's very cool. Don't believe us? Use one and find out for yourself. Obviously, John Wick can't rock a basic Sig Sauer Rattler. He needs legit optics, lasers, and more. Cinematically, we think John should set his rifle up very similarly to how Garen Thumb has his setup. We could also add a little more drama with a flip-out magnifier. We can easily see a scene where he is blasting away at close range, and then he flips the magnifier over to engage some bad guys further away. Now that we've covered the pistol and the rifle, let's move on to something that we don't normally see JW shoot, a sniper rifle. Number 3. Semi-Automatic Sniper Rifle SCAR 20S, $4,200. True movie aficionados will remember that in the first film, John Wick briefly used a bolt-action sniper rifle. Personally, we don't think John Wick is the type of guy to work a bolt gun. John shoots fast, and he needs a semi-auto sniper rifle. We think the SCAR 20S is just the firearm to fit the bill. Now, we're not exactly sure that flat dark earth will fit in with the John Wick aesthetic. He's more of a multicam black kind of guy. We would imagine there's probably someone at the Continental that can hook JW up with a nice Cerakote job. Either way, we think John should be using the SCAR 20S, ideally in 6.5 Creedmoor. After all, 308 is so last century. The SCAR 20S is a very accurate medium caliber sniper rifle. It's available in 6.5 Creedmoor and 308. Most reviewers were easily able to shoot under 1 MOA groups. With a good quality optic and John Wick behind the glass, this gun is more than capable of dropping bad guys at over 1,000 yards. We also have some interesting options, since this is a different style of weapon system that John traditionally uses. We could have some dramatic night vision or thermal sniping scenes. The other benefit with a semi-auto system is the ability to use the rifle at closer range, especially if it's paired with a canted red dot sight. Now that we've covered some of the bigger firearms, let's get to the backup gun. Number 2. Backup Gun Sig Sauer P365X, $600. John always needs a backup gun. Inevitably, he will run out of bullets for his primary weapons, or the main antagonist will get the drop on him. We think we need to see some pistols with optics, and the P365 is very compact and is now sold with a dot from the factory. The P365 has been one of the best carry pistols to come out in the last few years. It has an amazing mag capacity, and it is very accurate. We've also got another cool option here. John could add in a threaded barrel and use it as a suppressed pistol. As we all know, nothing says don't screw with me like a suppressed pistol. We've covered all the usual firearms JW uses. Now let's have some fun with a new firearm type. Number 1. Belt-fed mash gun Sig MG 338, TBA. Frankly, we're surprised that John hasn't used a belt-fed mash gun yet. Sure, the HK-416 is used in the first film was full auto, but that's not a mash gun, that's a rifle. We envision this being used towards the end of the movie, where the bad guys are massing on him, and John has to make some desperate moves to stay alive. The MG338 is Sig Sauer submission for a SOCOM request for a next-generation mash gun. It weighs around 20 pounds, is suppressed, and is chambered in .338 Norma Magnum. We can certainly tell you that JW won't be caught dead walking around with a 40-pound M240G. How pedestrian! This mash gun was designed to have the form factor of a medium machine gun, with most of the capability of a heavy mash gun in .50 caliber. Take one look at it, and you'll see that even at this lightweight, the MG338 is quite an awesome piece of hardware. We've covered all the guns that we would love to see JW use in John Wick 4. Let's wrap it all up and see just how much it's going to cost to rock these guns. We all know that you can't be John Wick on the cheap. If we add up the cost of all these guns, we're looking at around $30,000, depending on accessories. However, we think John is probably good for it. We can't have him running around spending more time clearing jams because he's shooting people with a Caltech yeet cannon. It just makes for a boring film. With that, let's move on to two of our favorite guns from the John Wick 4 trailer. Favorite guns from the John Wick 4 trailer. Number 2. TTI JW4 Pit Viper, $7,000. In this next John Wick, Keanu Reeves will be shooting the Terran Tactical Innovations Pit Viper, a $7,000 custom-built Ultimate 2011. Basically, this is a fully custom-built, hand-fitted wide-body 1911, also known as a 2011, designed from the ground up by one of the best shooting champions in history to be the ultimate 2-gun, 3-gun pistol. It has proven itself, winning the overall title at the US PSA 2-Gun Nationals this year. This thing is built for speed. The Pit Viper is light and nimble. It's much lighter than it looks. It shoots so flat, it feels like shooting .22 LR pistol with high-velocity ammo. This is clearly the combination of the sight block, compensator, slide weight, and spring balance. 2011s are already amazing guns made to push the levels of performance. The Pit Viper takes that up a few notches. The most dramatic feature of this gun is the sight block compensator that has been attached to the barrel. We love compensators on guns. They redirect the gases to reduce recoil and muzzle rise, basically allowing you to shoot faster with more accuracy. This one works extremely well. In addition, this compensator has the front sight attached to it as opposed to being mounted on the slide like on traditional guns. Slide-mounted sights reciprocate with the slide during recoil. There is less movement because the front sight is locked to the barrel, so it is easier to track the fiber optic dot, which is also a uniquely Terran design. The combination of a sight block compensator is also fantastic. The other major improvements in this gun are the internal parts. It uses an Extreme Engineering light-speed fire control system, which is comprised of a light-speed hammer, ultra-low-mass sear, match disconnector, and titanium hammer strut. Terran chose these because they are the parts he used in all his personal competition guns when he was winning every action shooting competition out there. He wanted to spare no expense on the Pit Viper. Yes, the trigger is light when shooting it, but it's not only about having just a light trigger. It's the combination of trigger feel, trigger reset, and reliability that is important. It has been perfect in our opinion. Another unique feature on this double-stack 2011 is the grip safety. We've never seen a smaller one. Terran intentionally ground down the memory groove hump because he never liked how it felt in his hand. When in our hands, it is more comfortable. However, it leaves very little movement to deactivate the grip safety. We think it really says something about the engineering of the safety that the slightest touch deactivates the safety for firing. It is executed very well. Now, our favorite unique feature has got to be the bladed standoff fangs on this gun. When the gun runs dry and locks back on an empty mag, the front of the frame reveals fang-like features that can be used as an impact weapon. Believe us, they really are sharp. We can't wait to see how John Wick uses them. Number 1. Thompson Center Arms Encore, $700. The dueling pistols that look to have a pivotal role might be highly customized Thompson Center Arms, or not. This is probably the closest we can find anyway, and you only get a glimpse of the guns in the new trailer. Definitely they have a shorter barrel, but that's an easy mod for the likes of Terran Tactical. These single-shot pistols are hunting favorites, and you can switch out the barrel in seconds, or fit a stock and turn it into a single-shot rifle. It really is the Swiss Army knife of muzzle loaders, pistols, and rifles. Switch to any caliber, take any size game, and do it all for less than $700. The hunt convinced us how capable the platform is, and with the pro hunter, Thompson Center had really studied the Encore platform to figure out ways to improve it as a hunting rifle. Starting with the barrel, the company went with a 28-inch fluted stainless tube. 28 inches is going to wring out the best velocities you're going to get from a given rifle cartridge, and with the Encore single-shot design, a longer barrel doesn't come at the cost of added overall length. The stock was changed as well, with the addition of a better recoil pad and also shock-absorbing chevrons of synthetic material into the stock itself to make the gun shoot even softer. One of the most ingenious changes to the platform involved the hammer. By simply loosening a small screw at the center, the spur rotates 90 degrees to allow scope users to be able to cock the hammer easily. These features make this a great hunting rifle, and with the ability to shoot different calibers based on game and terrain, it's the one-gun man theory personified. The basis is simple. The Encore was manufactured and introduced as a real gun, a Form 4473 center fire rifle from the beginning, as was Warren Center's Contender that originally propelled Thompson into the firearm business. The beauty of the Encore is not that it is just a break action at all. It is an extremely durable, well-made rifle from a reputable company. It is the robustness of the gun and overall build quality that makes the Encore a standout compared to the other break actions, which all too often just break. That's all for this video, folks. See you another time.